Good afternoon, Mrs. Amateshe.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
Okay, so I'm a news reporter with KISWATE TV, and thank you so much for accepting our request to interview you. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us how you are related to Mr. Pius, the KISWATE founder?
I am a retired teacher, retired from Teacher Service Commission,
Mhm.
Kenya in 2007. That is 17 years ago. My teaching subjects were basically geography and a bit of history. Otherwise, geography was my passion. Um, my last station was Ruiru Girls High School, and that is where I met Odhiambo Pius. And we struck a great friendship, and we have remained friends up to now. A very outgoing young man, I found him,
Yeah.
and he has remained so.
Okay. When did you start your teaching career?
In 1975, September 1.
It's a long time. So, what is the memory? What is that memorable moment in your teaching career that you cannot forget?
When my geography class will beat the history class in performance in KCSE and the A levels. We had a stiff competition between the two subjects. So when we will beat them, we will really feel happy and we will really dance, making them feel very jealous. And then in one of my postings was Kakamega High School,
Mm-hmm.
and they were the national football champions for the whole period I was there. I was in the cheering squad, of course. And when we will win, it was a great moment for everybody. We would dance and sing and feel nice. And I realized teaching can be very entertaining also.
Yes, yes.
There's one of my friends who used to tell me, you have free entertainment.
Okay. Is it rewarding to be a tough teacher to students?
Very rewarding. In fact, I can tell you openly, students don't like teachers who don't have a grip on discipline.
Mm.
They literally despise you. Even if they don't do it at the time they're in school, eventually, when they have failed, when they have not succeeded in life, they lay the blame on you. And I have an example of one student who had come to repeat from 4 class in Kakamega High School. And he began skiving lessons. And I was the class teacher of that Form 4 class. I did not like it. I did not take it lightly. I took him to the principal and reported him. And in my presence, that boy was beaten thoroughly and given a last warning. So I thought, hey, now this boy will really hate me. But you know what? After he finished Form 4 and went to Form 5, he, in a, I mean, I was so shocked. I got a letter from him written to me, thanking me for my strictness. And he openly said, if you had not been strict with me, ensuring that I attend all lessons, I will not be now doing my A levels. He was so thankful. Boys, boys are normally very thankful when you correct them. At least girls are different. They will take a grudge. They will even hate the subject. But boys will come and tell you, no, for sure I made a mistake and I promise I'll correct it. I promise the next test I will revise. I didn't even revise for this one. So you are right when you say you did not revise. That's why you have done so badly. So I found that particularly the boys, because I've taught boys and girls, mixed schools, I found the boys respond better to discipline from teachers. They appreciate it for life.
Are there any challenges you faced in your teaching career?
A number, definitely. Um, one of the very, one of the one that I remember well was when I was teaching in a school called Juja Secondary School. It had just started. We didn't have any facilities as such. We even used to teach the students from the primary classrooms. And there were students who would walk from very far. There was one particular one, our top student, who used to walk 12 kilometers to school, obviously on a hungry stomach. And we took the initiative as the teachers to actually get him at one of the kiosks, food kiosks. We booked lunches for him. We wanted him to perform. So he, at least, even if he will not have another meal, we ensured that he will get lunch in that food kiosk. And he passed and went to campus. A big struggler. During holiday, he would go and work in the quarries, dressing the stones, digging out the stones for survival. So those are painful things that as you eat happily, as you get your salary, you wonder, do I really deserve it? But I was happy that we helped that boy to be something in life.
What advice can you give to the young people aspiring to enter into the teaching profession?
Let them not go into teaching because there is no other alternative career. Teaching is a noble profession. Teaching requires commitment, a very special compassion, commitment, and just that passion that you love the job, because it is very rewarding when you teach students, they perform well and go to good careers and get better salaries than you. In fact, there is one of our friends who usually say, who used to tell us as teachers, if you feel jealous when your student performs better than you, she has or has he has not just remained a mere teacher, has gone into a greater profession, then you better leave the profession. So there is a growing tendency for young people to end up with teaching as a career just because they have an alternative. It's a pity, because those are the people who cannot take an extra mile, go an extra mile for the sake of the child. Those are the people who will not advise, who will not counsel. They are very rough to the students because they are, in fact, they are a bit a lot. So there is a displaced anger to the child, abusive language, which cannot work in the teaching profession. Teaching profession, you have to be persuasive, loving, caring, forgiving. So I will advise young people today not teaching. If it is not your passion, don't go for it. You will not make it.